show. Tell everybody, set up where the music scene was at before that. And then also just after you saw him on the Ed Sullivan Show, is that when you got the idea that you might want to promote them?
You know, prior to the Sullivan Show, we were playing, you know, the Motown scene, the Beach Boys, all of that, and Elvis. And then all of a sudden, these four guys did the Sullivan Show. And literally, the music world changed. Our phones rang off the hook. It was incredible what took place at that time. And we could all feel, we were at KRLA, and it was myself and the Hullabaloo, which by the way, the Hullabaloo, David's gonna be with me this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at the Hollywood Bowl.
Dave Hull, the original.
Dave Hull. And he's a character, boy. I mean, he's a piece of work, he really is. He's the guy that's stowed away on the airplane between Los Angeles and Denver. They went to say goodbye to the Beatles, and they were on the plane, so they just walked up, looked around, sat down, plane took off.
He's got a great book out, right there.
Yeah. We're not for Brian Epstein, they'd have probably been arrested too. Anyway, David's going to be with me Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at the Bowl.
So when you saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show, obviously the wheels were turning in your head because you figured these guys have to play America sometime soon. So how did, obviously someone else put up a lower bid, you got involved, but tell me a little bit more how you got the money together for this, because that's a lot of money in 1964.
Yeah, I had a business partner named Mickey Brown, and so we had this house, and we didn't have $25,000. So I went to a little storefront bank in Woodland Hills, Trans World Bank, and they had just repoed a motorcycle. It was leaking oil all over the floor. And I said, I want to borrow $25,000 of my house. And she said, what for? I said, I want to do the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. And fortunately, her son was a Beatle fan, and she loaned us the money. And so Mickey Brown and I put up our house, and that's how we got the 25 grand.
I love that story. Now, I always see these pictures of this place called the Cinnamon Cinder, which was on Ventura Boulevard, and you had something to do with that as well.
We had a chain of young adult nightclubs called Cinnamon Cinders, 18 to 25, no booze, and I found out that guys would rather see pretty girls and drink beer. So we had one in North Hollywood and one in Long Beach, and we were used to buying acts. We would buy Stevie Wonder, Jan and Dean, Beach Boys, you name it, Ike and Tina. So I was a talent buyer with the agency GAC, and that helped me too. So they knew that I was reputable, even though I had never produced a concert before in my life. This was it, guys.
What a way to start.
Whoa, gosh almighty. But it was fabulous time, and I look back, and I recently saw Paul and Merle Haggard. I produced all of Merle Haggard's concerts for 10 years. And when I saw Paul and Merle being saluted at the Lincoln Center by the president, it put a big lump in my throat because I knew that I had something to do with their careers too.
Wow. So Bob, you got the privilege of introducing the Beatles on stage at their first Hollywood Bowl gig. What was that like? You were a pretty, savvy guy at the time. You've been in front of audiences before. What was that audience like? What was that sound like? They knew you were going to introduce the Beatles. Just tell us what it was like to stand on that stage.
I got an email from Paul not too long ago. We were talking.
McCartney?
Yeah, talking about, and I'll be reading that email this weekend. But talking about the show, and he said we had a great time. He said we couldn't hear a word, but we had a great time. It was remarkable. And I'll tell you a really interesting showbiz story, please God. About 2 years ago, I'm getting my hair cut, and my barber said, have you heard the new Love album? I said, no. He said, well, your voice is in it. I said, come on. And the lady next to me said, well, have you seen the show in Vegas? I said, no. She said, well, your voice is in it. Hey, come on again. So I went to Starbucks and I bought the Love album. And sure enough, at the end of one of the cuts, 5 words, here they are, the Beatles. I made more money on those 5 words than I made on all 4 Beatle concerts. Yay!
What do you say we go back on stage 50 years ago, listen to yourself and your partner Reb Foster introduce the Beatles to Los Angeles? Let's do that right here, 95.5 KLOS and KLOS 61 Los Angeles. Hit it, Mark.